Welcome, aero modelers all over. Thursday night, we're having an early one this week because I'm going to the beach again tomorrow. We did this on Thursday last month. And so I hope the schedule change doesn't throw anybody off. As usual, I posted in Stunt Hanger in the At the Bench thread, and I also posted on the YouTube channel, Stunt Hanger YouTube channel, in the chat box next to the video to the right. So if you want to join us live, go to either one of those places and click the link, and we will enjoy your company. If you're watching from YouTube, you can post in the chat box to the right of the YouTube video, or if you are watching, if you join us live, then all you need is your camera and microphone hooked up, and we'll talk about control line airplanes, building, flying, and anything else you want to talk about. You know, we stay away from politics and that sort of thing, but it's family friendly for the most part. We might drop an F-bomb on you once in a while, but we try not to get too wild with that. But everybody's welcome, whether you're an aero modeler or not. So come on in, and we'll have a chat. I see we've got one viewer already. So if you want to post in the YouTube chat box, or if you want to join us live, come on in. I hadn't had a chance to get on the forums very much lately, but I've been following one where Chris is building, or he's testing out his new FP40 and having runaway problems, and we've got a heated discussion going on about Venturis. So if you want to tell us what you know about that. In fact, I think Chris watches us, so I wish you'd join in live too, Chris, and we can talk about it. I think between Randy and Buck, they've put their foot down on what to do and what not to do. We've lost our only viewer, so I don't have to be too entertaining for a few minutes. You can also watch these in the archives. On the Stunt Hanger channel, there is an archive of Google Hangouts, previous Google Hangouts, and on my own YouTube channel called Rusty Space K. I also have a playlist called Google Hangouts, and so I post all of the ones. Well, I post all of the ones that I do, and Sparky will take care of the rest when he hosts. He covers a lot more material, and he does other videos too, just tutorials about building, and there are lots of those. So if you have a question that you can't get answered, you can watch Sparky build a plane, and every section of it he'll explain, you know, for instance, how to suspend a bell crank, how to sheet a wing, how to cover a wing, everything you need to know about building a stunt ship. And we're not only Stunt here in the live chats. If you want to talk about control line, speed, racing, anything else, Navy carrier, you're welcome. And so are RC pilots, RC builders, anybody, even if you're not an aero modeler, come in and listen to us and talk. You might find it's interesting. And we've been getting people from all over the world, some regular viewers from, oh, hey, Mike, hey, man, I hadn't seen you in a long time. How you doing tonight?
I'm hanging in there. Still finances stink, but otherwise doing all right.
I was beginning to wonder if anybody was going to join me for a few minutes. I've been lulled into complacency lately by opening, and then everybody jumps in, and I don't have to have anything intelligent to say. And tonight it caught me off guard, and all of a sudden I realized that I didn't have anything prepared to talk about.
Oh, jeez.
What you building? What you working on?
Trying to work on an old tank. It's an old copper that my soldering skills stink. It had some holes that leaked to replace the one that's on that flight streak because it's still plugging up. Probably gonna
So, what are you? Did you say you were making a tank or repairing a tank?
trying to repair a tank I bought in a bunch of junk, but it's an old, as you can see. It's an old copper.
You didn't hold it up high enough. Hang on, let me lock onto it now. Okay. Yeah, I see.
My solder sucks.
Yeah, you got some cold solder joints there. You don't have enough heat probably. What kind of iron are you using?
Actually, right now, what I'm using is that, which isn't working that well.
Oh no, you can't do it with a heat gun. You are ruining all the solder joints around it while you're soldering the point you're pointing it at. So you need an iron. And I'll tell you, I bought a new one. I got a butane iron so I could take it out to the field in case I needed it, but it doesn't get hot enough to do the tanks. It gets plenty hot, but it just doesn't have enough horsepower. And I was working on one the other day, and I ended up getting out my old trusty dual heat Weller. It's a 325/150 watt, I think, and I used the hot setting, the 325, and you can get a small point on the seam hot enough to get solder to flow into it before it starts to spread the heat and ruin everything else around it. So you got to have
I've got an old Weller gun from my dad, but I don't know where it is right off the bat.
Find it, because that's what you need to use, and you need to get a tip with a broad enough tip to lay down so that it'll go across across maybe a 1/4 inch of the seam. And once you get it hot, then apply the solder, and the solder should flow right into it. And I was amazed at how much difference there was between my fancy brand new butane iron and my old trusty Weller. And that's a great iron. But
Yeah.
you'll find it much easier if you got the right equipment. You just can't do it with the wrong tools, and you sure as hell can't do it with a heat gun.
Yeah. This thing, even the low.
Yeah, and you can't, honestly, you can't do it with a torch either. It isn't going to work. You just got to have a soldering iron with a broad tip on it and enough horsepower. 325 watts seems to be optimum. I don't know how far below that you can go and still have success, but that's what works for me. Because I had to work on one last week too. When I was getting my twister ready, the tank had gotten bent up when I crashed it last November, and so when I pumped it up with a syringe and clipped it off and dunked it underwater, there were bubbles coming out around the seams near the front of the tank where it had gotten bent. So I had to reheat all of that and add some solder, and it sealed up. But don't every time you do anything to the tank, plug the vents, hook a syringe to one of them, and pump it up like you're trying to pop it, and see if any bubbles come out anywhere. And if they do, that tank won't run worth a shit. It'll act like something's wrong with the engine, but it's the tank or the plumbing.
Yeah. You got wondering if that's a problem with my tank on Flight Streak, the original.
Now, what is this? The Flight Streak, the playing this tank as far? Is that what you said? Hey, Ken, how you doing tonight?
Flight Streak, the original.
Now, what is this? The Flight Streak, the playing this tank as far? Is that what you said? Are we listening to your YouTube channel, Ken? How you doing tonight?
We got an echo. I came from off of the YouTube part and clicked on this thing, but I'll go back.
Ken, can you hear me okay, Ken? Raise your hand if you can hear me. Kenneth, can you hear me? Nod if you can hear me, Ken. Okay. Is your mic turned on? we're not getting any audio from you. And when you first came, you had audio because we were getting your YouTube channel feeding back through, and that's what we were hearing echo. But something's gone wrong with your audio. Let me click my control panel and see if I can see what's going on. Kenneth Colbert, microphone. I got your volume turned up. You should be good. You got your mic turned on that end?
Going on now. I'm back.
You are, yeah. I'm still trying to get Ken hooked up here.
Yeah, I can't hear him.
You can hear us, and we can see Ken, but we can't hear you, buddy. Okay, signing off. Maybe he'll sign back on and try again.
Yeah, I got back on through Stunt itself and got rid of that echo, hopefully.
Did you know ahead of time that we were going to be on tonight instead of tomorrow night?
No, I just saw it pop up.
Okay, good.
Going that way, and it didn't want to cooperate. I think we're getting it.
Yeah,
I think we're still getting it.
Posted over on YouTube. He says his mic went out. He says, sorry, my mic went out. Just my luck.
I hate it when that happens.
I'm going to type him a message here. Oh, pardon me while I'm typing. Tell us a joke or something, Mike. Well, I mean, Tom. Mike, while I'm typing. Okay, there. I just posted a message.
Swap this thing over from that OS Max to my Mirco.
I have never used a Mirco. Have you got one bolted on, or you got one you can pick up and show me?
It's on there.
Okay. Well, looks like every other model engine. Okay. Tell me what you know about a Mirco. I've heard of them, but I'm not familiar with them. I've never run one.
The little bit I've read about them in old magazines, and I've looked at the Spectrafite tests, it was a very, very good stunt motor when it came out. It was made in England, and it's high quality. I guess the originals in '59 were harder than blue blazes to break in, but they last forever. I got this one off from an eBay seller out of South Africa, I think, and it was an RC originally, and had Jim do that.
Yeah.
Carrying that, and I found that I had to drill an extra hole, but my old FP40 tongue muffler fits it.
Now, what vintage is that? What year was the Mirco made?
The original redheads were like 59 or 60. I don't know how old this RC one was. They went through several different companies. I think this is the original Mirco company, so it's an old, but it's in really nice shape. But this tank, it won't run on the tank, so I'm guessing this tank that's on here is messed up.
Yeah.
The other end is it had that OS Max and the holes didn't match. But when I got my FX46, it came on some kind of an adjustable mount, aluminum, and I drilled holes for that and screwed it down so I can swap engines on this whenever I want to, within reason. It'll go between those, and I've got them cranked tight. It doesn't seem to be coming loose anyway. With what do you call them? Blind nuts on the backside.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't enough wood left to drill new holes for that.
I'm setting up for a new build. I don't know if you heard me talking about it the other night, but I got a new Cardinal kit, and I want to put a bar mount on it. So for balancing, you can slide a motor back and forth, you know, and get a little bit of balance change. It won't move a whole lot, but it allows you to put any engine on without having to worry about where your holes are drilled, because it's a universal mount in that respect. Just a bar clamp seems like the obvious way to go. And so I'm gonna, if I like it when I do it on the Cardinal, then I'm gonna start putting them that way on every plane.
Yeah. This I
Get
hopefully get
started.
Stupid Flight Streak nose is so short you don't get a whole lot of adjustment range.
Yeah, they are short. They don't give you a whole lot of room up there for fuel tanks.
Or even engine for that matter.
On my half-A Flight Streak, I just run a bladder, because an inch long by quarter-inch wide piece of surgical tube will hold 2 ounces of fuel if you want it to. It's amazing. And you got to give it room to grow, but you know, you can make a bladder hang anywhere. Like it just grows like a hot dog when you pump it up with fuel. But that's no good for stunt, because you have to run the engine wide open all the time on a bladder.
Yeah, that's better for combat.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be okay. I mean, you could use it for stunt, just you'd have to prop it back with a lower pitch and just let the engine run balls to the wall the whole time. And you know, if you can get it to fly 5-second laps, and go through the stunts, you know, and it'll run okay. And it's dependable on fuel usage, because no matter what the temperature is, if you get the needle set, you know, it should be more reliable about predicting how long your flight's going to be.
Yep.
Looks like Sparky's joining up with us. Hey there, buddy. What's going on?
Hey, I just thought I'd drop in before going to bed. I just saw that you put a spot on. I just walked over and got me a hamburger. I was asleep just a little bit ago, and I decided I better get up, get something to eat, and go back to bed.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of our regular video chat members are up there in Muncie too, so I'm not expecting much of a crowd tonight. You know, Tom's up there, and Steve's up there. There's 3 or 4 of them were on here the other night that were planning on going to Muncie. So we might get a short audience tonight. But we got a lot of people on the YouTube side the other night. We had good interaction with them, since I've finally been putting their chat box over where I can see it the whole time.
Right.
We just had Ken Colbert leave us due to a microphone failure. So it's just me and Michael right now.
Hey, Sparky,
Well,
did you get that air filter from whoever was going to bring that?
That's Chris.
I'm not at Muncie yet.
Oh, okay. When are you getting there? I haven't.
Saturday.
The Nats are for stunt. Good luck.
Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of those filters from him too. I need one where I flies. You know, you fly over grass, especially in the winter. It'll keep that, you know, dry grass chips out of it.
I'm hoping he brings me about 5 of them.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to get one to start with. I only fly one plane at a time, so I'll swap it back and forth if I have to.
Well, I worked out a different arrangement as far as accommodations go here. I'm going to be staying in a studio.
Oh.
So I can have a green screen. I'll bring my green screen equipment and be able to do some good video over there.
Cool.
Plus, I'll have a good internet connection. But the problem is time. you know, this is it's 10 o'clock here now,
Yeah.
and I'm dead. I should be sleeping by now.
Yep. There's only so much you can do in a day. I know how that works.
When I'm home, you know, I don't have to get up in the morning, so I can stay up till all hours of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 12:30 a.m. when I shut off here the other night, and we could have probably kept going on and on. We had good conversations going, but I got to stop sometime too. But I'm going to the beach tomorrow after a medical appointment in the morning, so I had to do this on Thursday night. So that might result in a lower crowd too, if everybody.
You know what I might put out there for any of you guys watching this, we might want to take another host on the West Coast so that we could have an alternate day at a different time. But I don't know who it'd be. So anybody wants to volunteer to host like Rusty does and like I do, that's farther west, because we're both on, see, you're on Eastern time, right, Rusty?
That's right.
I'm on Central time. We need somebody on Standard time and then Pacific time.
Yeah, because it's only 6:55 out there where Charles Carter is in California, you know, and it's too early for them.
And I'm
right.
Mountain time. And I'm Mountain.
So we might get, you know, let me think about how to do that, how to grant permissions, and
I have no idea how to do it. I think about it, but I have no idea how to do
I
it.
didn't know until Sparky showed me, but you can teach anybody how to do it. Yeah, you got anybody in mind for out there who'd be a good candidate?
Not yet. Not yet. I'll talk to some guys at the Nats, and we'll just open it up. That way we can have, you know, if you want to do 2 days a week, and then I can do 2 days a week, or whatever, you know, whatever. Just to get a couple different hosts. It's just too much for one guy to do,
and it's still too much for two of us to do it too, because both me and you've got crowded schedules this week and next week, so kind of having to cram them in when I can get them. But I'm glad the crowd's picking up. Frank's on with us on YouTube. Hey Frank, how you doing, buddy? He's looking at us. I don't. Maybe he'll join up in a minute. You gonna come in with us tonight, Frank? Let's see if he responds to that. Frank C. Washburn III. That's a distinguished name. I didn't recognize it when he came on the other night, and I was saying, who the heck is that? And it's our Frank, though.
Huh. What? That any relation to the guitar makers?
Well, you'll have to ask him about that. And he's always in his shop working on airplanes when he talks to us, stuff. But I think, yeah, Steve's out in Muncie, and a lot of them were traveling today. And all of our Carolina gang is headed out there now.
Oh, wow. You got no flying buddies right now.
No, I'm all by myself, so I have to entertain myself.
You're like me. I got no flying buddies closer than 200 and odd miles in Denver, or 200 odd miles in Albuquerque.
Here's what you do. Get yourself a hot wire and some foam, and cut a bunch of foam wings for combat ships, and buy some 049s and get some kids out there and say, here you go, crash these.
Mm-hmm. And maybe a few of them will keep at it.
If they all run, I may not have to worry about it. I've got 3 TDs and a medallion.
The medallion's the best engine to use for something like that. They're user friendly, and you don't have to have pressure to run them like you do on a TD.
Okay. Yeah.
Just going around in circles.
Not many kids where I live. Not many kids here at all. Not many people.
Get some old people to do it.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be proactive these days. Get people interested.
That's
I'll
kind
tell
of
you what, since we've
once
been
I get
joining,
plane done, start flying and see if anybody shows some interest.
yeah, well, you know, RC clubs are what I've had to join. I'm in 2 clubs here in Columbia, and those RC guys watch us, and they're just dropping their jaws at what they had no idea you could do with a control line plane, and some of them have gotten back into it now. They'd forgotten how much fun it was, or never knew when they were flying the little plastic ones when they were kids. Had no idea you could do this with them. And so we've picked up a couple of new members like that.
Oh, cool. The last time I got back interested, I don't remember which club it was, maybe the same club that didn't have the contest last year at around Labor Day, but they were doing that contest at the Denver Coliseum parking lot and got me back interested, and actually ran into a few of the folks my dad flew with in the 60s, early 70s when we were doing it originally. One in particular, a lot of people knew. First time I went and saw that contest, Rusty Brown was flying, and we knew Rusty from way back.
I just posted Frank a message and asked him if he's going to join us.
Yeah.
He might be at work. That's where he was when he dropped in the other night on YouTube.
Have you noticed our subscriber list is going up, and then it went down a little bit, now it's coming back up again?
No, I hadn't been keeping track of the statistics.
Yeah, we got 1,558 now.
Oh, wow.
Is that for the Stunt Hanger, your Stunt Hanger channel? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the YouTube channel.
Right. Yeah, I'm way behind you. I only got about 150 subscribers on mine, but a whole different thing too. All I do is show me and my friends flying and an occasional tutorial.
Well, this channel here is to bring people together. I mean,
yeah. Well, your concept is working. It's working.
It's kind of like Michael there. He's got nobody to fly with, so who's he going to talk to about, airplanes? I see you ordered a bunch of stuff from Stunt Hanger, Michael.
A while back, yeah. I haven't yet. Again, I got some wood a while back, but of course, still don't have that wing back together for the Spitfire. But I'm going to try to get the Excalibur done and then build a wing and do that Spitfire. I don't even know if it's going to be flyable. It's liable to be way heavy for its size.
Well, I got my shop all cleaned up. I'm ready to get started on the Cardinal kit. I finally got the twister all back and ready to pick up and go whenever I want to fly. And so got to level my table, and that's about it. Time to open the box, get some copies of my blueprints so I can cut them up.
Yeah.
Make sure you let everybody know they can give us a little tip with that super chat at the bottom too.
The super chat. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
On YouTube, if you look down at the bottom, there's a little $sign, and if they donate $2 or $3 or whatever, their post goes to the top and hangs up there in a bar and show the support for the channel. It'll help keep us going.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll encourage people to click it.
Looking on the YouTube side and do that one of these times.
Yeah, I see it.
I can't, but again.
I'm gonna click it and see what happens. Send a super chat. Okay, I'm about to send a super chat. It says, oh, okay, so your amount and message will be public. So if I post something here, it'll donate $2, buy and send. I see. Okay. I'll do that. Not right this second, but I will.
Anyway,
I'll put that in my closing comments from now on.
Okay.
Like, subscribe, share. If you're a dickhead that gives us thumbs down, go somewhere else.
I'm going to ignore him.
Yeah. I can't believe somebody keeps giving you thumbs down. That's ridiculous.
I got 4 thumbs down on Billy Werwage.
What?
Yeah, that movie I put up there with Billy Werwage, 4 thumbs down. I think it's all the same guy.
Well, can you? No, you can't do it more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
if you got 4 different usernames, you can.
That's true.
Well, yeah, you can do that. Well, oh well.
I watched that. I wish you had a little more, but
Here
assuming
comes Tom Creasy. Hey, Tom.
Hey,
well,
hi guys.
Bob's. Hey, Tom, how goes it?
Oh, I'm absolutely wore out.
What you been doing?
I thought you were going up to Muncie.
Leaving tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I'm all ready.
Oh, good. Are you going to take a laptop or anything up there with you?
Yeah, my laptop.
Okay.
You guys still got motel rooms open?
Yeah. Here's the thing. He's had guys call him, about it, and then they find out there's 3 of us, me, my buddy, and someone else. They decline. I don't know why. They're just wanting one other guy, just a 2-room, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. You're going to be there tomorrow night?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably get in about 5 or 6, do some flights till dark, and then go to the hotel about 8 or 9, unless something comes up.
Why don't you call me? Before, I might be there at the field. I don't know, but see, I'm not sure. I have a motel room with Steve Smith, but I'm not sure if he's going to get there tomorrow night. But I'd like to go tomorrow night when I get off work. But I don't have a place to stay, so I might stay with you guys for one night anyway. I'll give you the $30.
Hey, that'll work.
I'll sleep on the floor.
I've already got that arranged. Yeah, see, I got my my air mattress, and so that's what I was going to do. And whoever was going to be in the room, they was going to get to bed.
Okay, whatever. So
I like my air mattress. It's a good one. So it's no big deal. But I'm all ready. Hey, I even got a matching shirt to go with me.
Yeah. What? It matches the bastard.
Yeah.
The bastard.
The bastard.
I like it. All right, man.
That's the back. This is the front of it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and I got a clear skull right there at the corner. Do you see it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a subdued skull.
Are you going to take your building robe with you?
No, it'll be hot.
It'll be you take your flying robe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I ought to. It ought to bring good luck. So yeah, I'm all ready. That's what I'll be wearing. And I got my my plane pretty trimmed, or as close. Saturday I'll be flying around and see if I can get some more trimming done and get it as good as I can.
Get out there first thing and find out how much fuel it's going to take, more or less, and get your needle set right. So,
well, guys, it's 10 o'clock. It's way past my bedtime. I gotta leave you. I just thought I'd drop in and say hello. So
hello.
Okay, Sparky. Thanks for coming in.
Good luck.
Yeah. See you tomorrow night.
Maybe.
All right. Well, I'll see you sometime down
there. Be careful out there on the road.
Definitely Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, guys. See ya.
Later.
See ya.
Yep.
Was it an appearance, anywho? I have a question, Tom. I watched a little of that video when you were painting Bastard. How did that hold up? Did it? I hope.
Well, let me give you an update on it. This is a second plane that I've used that same stuff. but I changed it up a little bit, and it didn't do. It wouldn't stay down. It wouldn't adhere to the surface. And what happens is when that acrylic water base dries, it's like a chalk, and anything absorbs right into it. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and all my masking that I had to spray, that I sprayed on first, my insignias and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't put any adhesive on there because what it would do is it'd pull it off, bits and pieces of paint right off the surface.
Oh,
So that kind of sucked. So I painted the numbers on there where all I did was take a piece of cardboard with the numbers cut out.
Yeah.
And then I just made sure that when I sprayed my gun, I was completely 90, going directly down the top.
Yeah.
So the spray wouldn't go underneath it. So them turned out real good. So then after I got everything all fixed, all the insignias I had to go over with my hand paintbrush and do every one of them. And then I used that non-taunting clear dope. And as soon as I put the dope on it, the first coat, it just sucked right into that acrylic paint. And now, I've taken a piece of tape on my thumb and go like that and pull it off, and it's good to go.
Excellent.
But the next time I do it, I've got the Stuka, and I'm hoping that'll be right. I found a reducer to add to it, to where when it comes out of the gun, it ain't going to dry so fast.
Mm.
That's the problem. It dried too fast.
I know I asked you this before, but I forgot. When you say acrylic paint, you're talking acrylic lacquer, not acrylic enamel, right?
I'm talking about acrylic water-based craft paint.
Okay.
Dude,
Off Walmart paint.
you know, it was, this is no shit. After I was done with all the insignias and all the color, I weighed my plane. Do you know how much it weighed? 1.5 ounces.
that ain't bad.
So that's really super light. So now what I have to do is I have to get this paint to adhere to the surface. And to do that, all I have to do is slow down the drying time.
Yeah.
Because when I mix that paint up, it's kind of, you can't shake it. I just keep stirring it, and I stir the thinner right into that lacquer thinner right into that acrylic.
Huh.
I guess if you shake it, you get bubbles, and it makes it kind of splatter.
Yeah, well, when you shake it, I just don't think it mixes very well.
Huh.
I don't know how to describe it unless you took that paint and put lacquer thinner in it, and you could see what I mean. I mean, it's like it takes a little bit, and it's like that thinner just melts it.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it gets real thick like honey. And then you put a little more lacquer thinner in it, and you got to mix it until that thinner mixes into that paint. And then when it mixes all in the paint, you pour a little bit in there. And the whole time while I'm doing this, I'm keeping track. I have it on my scale. So I'm keeping track of what the color weighed, and then how much thinner I'm adding to it.
Yeah.
If they weren't so cockeyed expensive, I'd do some others with some other of it, but I'm planning on trying similar with the Tamiya military flats for the Spitfire to do the camo correctly and the bottom correctly. But that isn't actually alcohol based.
It's like that Tamira acrylic. You know,
Yeah.
it's like that. But the Tamara, you can mix like the thinners, like the lacquer thinner to it.
Yeah.
And it'll mix up well. But this stuff that I get from Walmart,
Yeah.
that shit ain't made for that thinner.
No.
You know, I mean, when I have to mix it by hand and watch it melt and then keep adding to it to thin it out, because when it goes on real thick.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why it colors. That when you cover it, it just covers so well. I mean, you don't have to keep going over and over and over. It's like it's basically like a one-time deal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it covers really well. But I'm supposed to. There's if you Google Dick Blick, it's a great big huge artist's warehouse. You know, you get all the drafting for architects. It's a real famous place. It's a very good artist place. And we have the warehouse, one of the warehouses in the United States, about a half hour away. And then they have like this little store that they open up. And I've already talked to they call him a technician, and they are a technician on paint.
Huh.
And this lady is a real famous oil painting, you know, gal, and I got her number and name, and if I go up there, I'll just call her and say, hey, I'm coming, and then I'm taking my airplane with me, and then she's gonna show me what I need to make that acrylic, which is water cleanup, adhere to my plane, and be able to put a clear dope like what I'm using on that.
Yeah.
So right now I'm at $11 for a total paint job on the plane.
Oh, wow.
That's including primer, color, and clear dope.
That's the problem with it.
That's like a winning deal on both the price and on the weight.
What's that?
Sounds like a winner on both the price and the weight.
Yeah. The thing of it is, the thing of it, yeah. How much is that? You know, I've seen them up to $20.
Yeah, $2 a bottle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, you know, I still, you know, I've got family stuff I got to do, and things I'm doing here in the house, which are really big, huge projects. And, you know, I don't have much money to stay in my hobby.
Yeah.
And if, you know, I try to make everything I can get my hands on, I make in the shop out of scrap that I find, or it's like I made a control horn, you know, plates out of a set of plastic teaspoons, you know, the handle, that thickness and everything, and that plastic, that's perfect for drilling holes and running, you know, wood screws in and stuff, you know, stuff like that. And then, you know, to be able to paint and to be able to take your plane and make it light and take it to the field and not be embarrassed by it, you know, at least have a little bit of something going on. I mean, that weathering that I do covers up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And it's cool and everything, but you know, I don't have the cash to come up with, you know, all the dope that I need to make a good finish like that. But,
well, that's the nice thing about your semi-scale planes. You know, they get all beat up doing their job, and so they're supposed to look kind of beat up.
Yep.
You know, smoke stains and everything else.
Yep. I mean, I dented my my cheek, my cow cheek on the underneath side of the bastard because I got too much in a hurry and I started doing the pattern, and I should have timed out my fuel, you know. Yeah, I talked about that. Quit. Well, it looks kind of cool. It looks like a dent, you know. Oh, talking about
You
that.
rescued it anyway.
Can you? Where is that son of a bitch? You see that burn right there?
I see it. Yeah.
Bastard did that to me.
He's nasty, isn't he?
I tell you. I tell you.
That's just a rotten. That plane's just got a rotten attitude, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and it's mean. It's like a, you know,
Aptly named.
yeah. Just one.
Yeah.
It just lays there like, oh, nice doggy. You know, start petting it a little bit, and it'll bite you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I can make a, you know, make a finish and only spend $11, and if there's someone else out there that's a beginner in control line, you know, hey, you can do it. You can do it real cheap.
Yeah.
And still make it all up to spec. You know, I got the Tom Morris controls and suspended bell crank, and you know, and I've got my shear webbing in my wing, and my wing's all hollowed out, and that shear webbing, man, that's the key. That's the key to keep that wing from folding up, to make a super light.
Shear webbing and that suspended bell crank with that heavy duty wood in the middle of the wing that holds it together too.
Yeah, but I mean, my ribs, they're just a strip. It looks like an I-beam wing.
Yeah.
And they're all cut out and hollowed out. So it's yeah, I'm really proud of the weight. Now if I can build a built-up fuselage and a wing and a plane and weigh just as light as that profile, that'd be great.
Yeah. So that's always a challenge though, I'm sure.
Well, while I was building these two planes, my buddy'd come and look, and he would also tell me on the phone, he goes, I know you're a guy that when you build something, you're hell for stout when you build something, you know. I think of the construction world, you know. And he goes, don't think like that on these planes. Because you start thinking like that, and you're going to make them heavy. He goes, when you think, oh, that's not going to hold, he goes, that's perfect. It'll work just fine. So
I just posted a message on the YouTube chat box and invited our 5 viewers to at least check in and say hi. Tell us who you are if you wish. Post a question or advice or anything you want to. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
ugh.
I don't know. I'm getting kind of flaky coverage. I think my internet's been really flaky the last few weeks. Slows way down, and then
What kind of internet connection have you got? Are you on DSL or cable or what?
I'm on cable.
I bet it is, but real time, not cable. There's no cable here in Cokedale. We're a town of 100 people waiting west of Trinidad, Colorado.
Are you
Cable here.
shooting it through a satellite or what?
I don't know for sure if it's satellite or it's relayed by a radio. I know that. I had to hear that, and that was a joke.
Is it the same company your television comes in on?
No, I don't get TV. I can't afford it. Like I said, I'm pretty broke. I bought these earlier.
Well, Michael, me and you are right there. We got something in common.
Broke.
You got Walmart. You got Walmart there.
We have a Walmart that I've heard ratings is the worst Walmart in the country.
Well, that's got to be bad.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Not a Walmart.
you go to the craft section there, buddy, and take a look. When you see that
They got
paint,
good craft stuff.
you'll be like, man, I got to somehow figure out how to make that work.
Yeah, they've got good craft stuff. And I was they revamped our new Walmart lately, and it looks to me like they're trying to compete with Lowe's now because they've made their power tool section a whole lot larger and are carrying more and more hardware. So yeah, that's a good thing for me because it's a half a mile from my house. So is Lowe's. So
Yep.
I'll put it this way: the only thing that's getting to be a big deal here is the Walmart's in Trinidad, Colorado, which is 11 miles from the New Mexico border. And Kansas is directly east, and you can take 287 and go to Amarillo, which is shorter than going to Denver. And our lovely law, we have lots of people here for that, but nothing doing any good otherwise.
can you, let me ask you this, can you go down to your local Walmart and buy a couple of bong hits at the pharmacy counter?
I don't know. I don't want to care. I never cared for it when I was younger in Boulder even. It made me paranoid.
I don't know. Try it out. Your paint jobs might get better.
Sounds like your town is like back in the 1970s.
Pretty much. Trinidad's acting like Boulder in the 70s. We've got a town of 5,000 to 6,000 people, and we have over 20 pot shops in the town. Tell me about it.
Does anybody work?
Only the people at the pot shops.
Yeah.
And maybe the guys that sell sofas at the furniture shops. So
do you need to take aluminum foil and put on your antenna or anything, or?
I don't. No, I think it's just the people that we got for the town doing the internet for the town, which we allowed them to put a tower up on our water tower or water tank, and they do the city for free, but their infrastructure is horrible still. And with all the extra snow we had and everything else, sometimes even a moderate rainstorm will knock my internet out.
yeah,
I don't.
I'm lucky to be in a good area for internet.
I've been to the Illinois River this last weekend, passing over in 2 different places, and you ought to see these brand new main power lines coming out of these dam structures. And I'm telling you what, these towers are just humongous, and they're huge, and they're brand spanking new.
Oh, wow.
You got to see the cable. The cable's just, I mean, it's got to be ungodly huge.
I'll bet so.
So I know that's all brand new. I know they're doing stuff around here, upgrading this, electrical system anyway.
Colorado desperately needs to, but I think they're too busy licensing pot shops.
Well, yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, the revenue, it's in the millions of dollars. Hey, what about Nevada? Maybe Colorado can help Nevada out because Nevada's going to run out of pot.
Yeah, they didn't think about that ahead of time.
What happened? What's going on in Nevada?
Well, they're
distributors.
Yeah, their recreational marijuana is statewide now, and what happened was they didn't have enough. They didn't have enough ready to sell, and now all that stuff is gone, and the other pot isn't ready yet. You see?
Yeah, it takes a long time from planting the seeds or the saplings to growing a full bush.
So, it went on July 1st is when recreational marijuana, or somewhere around that date, I think. The first
I think it was the first.
First July. And what is today? Today's the 13th, so they didn't even make it 2 weeks.
Oh, brother. That's poor planning.
Everyone bought it up.
Yeah, that's Colorado wasn't much better, to be honest. We had lots of growers, but the law enforcement and all that. I know a lot of states are not real happy with Colorado.
I figued as much.
Miles an hour. in a 55 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Now, South Carolina's moving towards legalizing medical marijuana, but I don't know about recreational. I doubt if that's anywhere in the near future, but I'm sure I qualify as a good candidate for medical marijuana.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the medical that we had several years ago. If it helps a person, that's all well and good, but as long as the rules are followed. But this recreational, come on.
Yeah, you're still not.
I tell you what, I'd rather have recreational
marijuana. Go out and drive a car.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm sorry.
You wouldn't. They don't say so, but I think high drivers are worse than drunk drivers. Approach being as bad anyway. They are something else.
You think so?
Right.
I think it's totally the opposite.
Hey, Frank.
How's it going, Rusty?
Pretty good. How you doing tonight?
Good. Hey, Tom.
Thought maybe you were at work and couldn't get on like the other day.
Actually, I work tomorrow. I was hoping you guys would do an early one, but yeah, I worked Friday night.
Good to see you. Yeah, Tom. I think the only difference is with the high drivers is they're paranoid. So the highway coming in from Trinidad to Cokedale, you get off beyond what used to be a town that we call Trinidad West on 12, and the speed limit goes up to 65. These people are going 40, kind of like this, all the way up the highway.
Well,
Something else.
if they're getting behind a wheel and they're like that, then that's no good.
Yeah,
but
and we've got lots of them doing it.
But
we've got lots of drunks.
If you get like that, you just wait an hour or two, and you're good to go. I mean, with alcohol, I think it's worse. Leaving your bottom.
Alcohol's longer lasting. We've had that. This area's had that problem forever. This is an old coal mining area, and what would the miners do for recreation? Forever, and it continues. We don't have miners anymore, but it's a tradition around here for drunks. There's lots of them, and they're on.
Yeah, I know there is around here too. I mean, we're an old coal mining town. The town was built basically over a coal mine, really, and that was back in the 20s and the 30s, and
looks like he's doing something actually interesting. What you drawing? Or you're cutting out.
I'm cutting a template for the fuselage of an ultimate biplane.
Cool.
I'm glad we got somebody doing some aero modeling in here tonight. We've been blabbering about everything but airplanes.
So Sparky on, where's he at?
He was on for about 10 minutes. He went to bed. He's got to get up early in the morning, so he couldn't hang.
Yeah, he's got to actually work.
Yeah, I guess that makes us the diehards. But we're going to cut out early tonight, too. It's a slow night. I got a big day tomorrow, so.
I got a big day tomorrow.
That's fine. I just got on because seeing you guys on.
Yeah, on top of getting.
Between so many people going to Muncie that would otherwise be here and being on a off night schedule-wise, then I think it's probably just going to be a slow night tonight.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, make sure you're on Monday.
Me?
No, well, anybody really.
Oh, yeah. I'm on. I'll be able to get on.
Hold the hangout on Monday. I'll try to. It depends on the Wi-Fi at the hotel.
Yeah, I'll be here Monday.
If the Wi-Fi is working, sometime I might even use my phone. Even if I got bad Wi-Fi, at least my phone works.
Yeah, phones do fine. I mean, Steve Hines always comes in on a telephone, and a couple of others come in on phones. So
Yeah.
just plug it into the power before you start, because I don't think the battery will keep you lit up for very long. Not my phone anyway.
No, it'd have to be 100% charge, and then I put it on the charger and then talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sick of using this old Windows phone, because my LG Android phone went out last week, and I've been on this old phone. It's just pissing me off now, because it doesn't do half the stuff that the Android will.
Well, don't take the phone out to the shop with you, because you'll end up beating with it on a, you know, with a hammer or something.
Yeah.
Pulling a
No,
yellow
probably.
on it.
Or you might take the glue and just glue it shut. Hell with it. Is it a
Yeah,
flip?
glue it face down to the table.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever done that? Take some crazy glue and put it on a quarter and put it on the floor or
Wants to
something.
try to pick it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, seen it done.
Yeah.
Never did it myself.
Yeah, I used to be famous in doing that to a water fountain.
A guy that was the director of a department at Blue Cross, where I used to have to go back when I was working on copy machines, used to have an orange juice can on his desk, like a little breakfast-sized orange juice can. Well, if you picked it up, you know, and he put it as bait, is what it was. It was bait. So if you're in there sitting across from him talking, and you reach up there, pick that orange juice can up, about 20 marbles would roll out all over his table and fall off onto the floor. And he'd get a good laugh out of it and say, "That'll teach you to keep your hands to yourself."
Yeah, that's funny. I like little stuff like practical jokes. Yeah, especially, you know, with coworkers, you know, makes the day go a lot better, you know, sometimes when it gets so monotonous. Yeah.
I'm kind of working on schoolwork, so I'll let you guys go. We'll talk to you later.
All right, we'll see you, Mike.
Thanks for coming in and supporting me, and we'll see you Monday, maybe.
Okay. See y'all later.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Tight lines.
Where'd you see that? It reminds me. Where'd you see that super chat at? Like donate money.
On the YouTube page, at the bottom of the chat box, there's a gray smiley face and there's a gray dollar sign. And you click on the dollar sign, and it gives you the option of posting something, but it'll cost you $2 to post it. However, it's just a support feature. So you click that, you gotta donate $2 if you want to. And I guess it must send you to YouTube or something to draw it off of your account. I don't know.
Gray with a smiley face.
No, yeah, well, and the one to the right of that's is a gray dollar sign. That's the one that opens super.
Oh, super chat. Oh, okay, I see it. I see it now. All right. Yep.
Yeah. If you want to close it, there's a arrow, a left-hand arrow. I think it's at the top of the column. You can go back to normal because the chat just disappeared, except for that, didn't it?
No, I mean, chat is still there.
Oh, you still see everybody's chat posts.
It's got a button that says hide chat.
Yeah.
I'm not for that. YouTube?
Yeah.
You got to pay for that?
Well,
yeah, it's a $2. It's a support. It's just a support.
Right. If you want to, you know, it's like a donation cup.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
I imagine you have to have, you know, probably PayPal or.
That's what I figured.
I haven't checked on it yet.
And no, I didn't either. I send money to Stunt Hanger every year anyway. So, but I might recommend when I put my closing statement out every night for people to throw us a couple of bucks with that. I don't think we're really getting much of anywhere tonight. We got 2 viewers on YouTube, and we got 3 of us live, including me. And so I'm probably going to close this thing up pretty much.
Yeah, I need to get going because I still have 100 more cigarettes to make.
All
you
right.
make your own?
Do you
Yep.
put filters in them?
Huh?
Do you put filters in them?
Yeah, here's a full box already. Yeah, it's just like a real cigarette.
Yeah. Okay.
See, it's got the filter on there.
Okay, it looks good. Do you roll it by hand, or have you got a little rolling machine?
Oh, I got a machine right here.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Got a board. I got some clamps there. It goes right to the table, holds you down. And you slam them out, man. I mean, it's like a little production line.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I get 2 cartons. I get 400 cigarettes for $20.
What kind of tobacco do you buy?
Bowie Silver, which is the lightest tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tubes, though, that's the paper. That's what makes it.
Yeah.
They got all different manufacturers, and they're
So,
all.
does it come as a already tube form, or do you is it flat and you have to glue it together like you do with
It comes in a box like this. This is the brand I use.
Mm-hmm.
These are 100s, and you just open it up.
That's an empty tube. Yeah, I see. Okay.
Yeah, it's got the filter on it right here, and then you put this in the machine, and that black lever that you saw, you go like that, and it just shoves it right in there.
Cool.
Got yourself a cigarette. Me and my wife, we don't even we can't smoke regular cigarettes out from the store. You gotta, to us, you just taste nothing but chemicals.
Yeah. So you got your like a custom aluminum cigarette holder, about the shape of a 20 cigarette pack that you keep in your pocket.
I got this.
Yeah, that's about what I had in mind.
Yeah, plastic.
Yep.
I don't
That's
fill
pretty
it up. It's got 3 different channels in there, and that's where I put my lighter.
Yeah.
Put the lighter like right there, and then that way, all I got is that in my pocket.
Yeah. Well, that might help you regulate your smoking.
It does. It does. But
Listen.
not near enough. I need to quit.
Yeah.
Because when I go to these modeling events, I'm the only one out there smoking a cigarette, dude.
Me too.
It's kind of like embarrassing. And anytime I want a cigarette, I walk away from the crowd. I walk away from people.
And then every time I put one out, there's no place to put it except my pocket. So I end up with stinky pockets full of cigarette butts.
Yeah, well, in the military, we learned to field dress it. You just twist
Yeah,
it.
roll the tobacco out. Yeah.
Tobacco falls out, and then I roll up the butt and stick it in my pocket.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Or they're in my flight box. I just cleaned out a bunch of them today. Yeah.
Yeah, my flight box gets full of them too. I have to take a pair of hemostats and reach down in all the little pockets and get them out.
I brought quite a bit of, some stuff with me, like, because there's going to be a lot of beginners there on Saturday. So if anyone needs anything or something, I do the
same thing. I take spare props and stuff that I don't need for my particular plane in case somebody needs it. Every contest I have to give or lend somebody something.
Where are you guys going? The Nats?
Yeah, leaving tomorrow morning, Frank.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of our regular Google chat viewers are going. So, yeah, we'll be either seeing them log on from up there, or we'll be a little slim on participants for a week.
Yeah.
Well, not really. Not if I can get Wi-Fi on there. I'll be on, you know.
Yeah, I
Hey,
hope so.
Frank, take a look at, what do you think of my shirt?
Oh, awesome. Is that what's on your P40?
Exactly. Same thing.
Cool.
I tell you, you know how I did that. I did that myself, dude. And that only cost me, that cost me $8.
Yeah.
It's go to Joann's Fabric, and it's an iron-on that they have, and you take it home, and you put your image on. So I scan it. I made my image. I scanned it, sized it, and then it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of iron-on, and you just stick it in your printer, and whatever your colors or whatever, it prints right on it.
Huh.
And then all you do is cut the outer edge out. You know, you got to cut your image out.
Yeah.
And then you just stick it on your shirt and I stuck a dish towel over the top of it and ironed it on.
Sweet.
And so it's got a white backing on it, I guess.
Yeah, and there's 3 different ones. There's one that's a clear, so all it transfers is the outline of your image.
Yeah.
Like that little image I got on my pocket.
Yeah.
And then one is transparent, like what I put on there. I didn't want to put a full white one on there and make it real, you know, like I didn't want it bold. I kind of want it subdued a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
And then they got one that is completely white, where in other words, when you iron it on, you don't see the fabric through it.
Yeah. So this stuff's a lot heavier than the decal paper, I guess. So you wouldn't be wise to make little decals for your airplane out of this stuff, but I guess you could.
Well, I mean, you iron it on. I don't know.
I don't know how with a monocoat iron, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it worked, but I thought about it.
Yeah.
You know, but what I like is you just put it in your printer, just like your regular printer paper. It'll print what's on there, and you got to wait 30 minutes. Let that ink from your printer completely, utterly dry.
Yeah.
And then I can't believe it, but it just transfers the ink and the whole thing on there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you could certainly, if you did it as a decal, you could certainly spray dope over it to seal it. But for the shirts, you don't have to seal it with anything. It's ready to go as soon as it cools, right?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah, as soon as they tell you before you know it cools down to peel the paper back off of it.
My Joanne moved from a mile from my house to 20 miles away now, so I hadn't been there since they moved.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to do that.
it was a week ago. My buddy says, he goes, man, you ought to have a shirt to match your plane. And I was like, oh, hey, I never thought of that.
Good idea.
So I got on the phone and I was calling graphic places in our area, you know, quick printers, you know, and they do that stuff. My land to live, and I was up $46, $46, and I did that, and that's exactly what I wanted in the first place, and that's what they would have done. They was going to
check Michael's. They might have it too. Do y'all have Michael's where you are?
Yeah.
Nope.
They suck compared to Hobby Lobby. I don't even like Hobby Lobby, but they've got a lot more stuff than Michael's does.
Yeah, it's just I go in any fabric shop.
Yeah.
You know, you go into the store and that's all they have is nothing.
You know, Walmart's got a pretty good fabric section. They might have it too. I'll have to check.
I already checked.
They're really,
They have the stuff in the roll, that cricket, that crick cut.
yeah.
The creek cut.
Yeah, and it was $14. You know, and it was 12 inches wide, and it was I think it was 48 inches long, 4 foot long in the roll. And I was like, nah. I thought about cut. You know, that was vinyl, iron on vinyl. And I like this stuff better.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
looking into that. I like that.
Yeah, and I'm thinking now it was so easy, and they do have colors that you know, if I get another airplane, you know, hell, that's what I'm going to do, man.
Yeah.
You know, my Kuka, I've already got this scheme on it already. It's going to be a snake along there. So hell, I'll just have a snake just like it right on the back of my shirt. You know. Yeah. Not only do you have to make your plane, now you got to match it.
Yeah. You'll have to put one on your hat too.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't wear a hat. I got some special goggles. They're just like goggles. I mean, let me tell you, put them on, it's just like a welding mask.
Yeah.
I can look directly right into the sun, and it don't bother me at all.
What about a dark colored plane? Do you lose it in the trees when you're wearing something that dark?
Nope. Because I don't know how to explain it. I mean, the only thing that hurts me when I'm flying in the trees is the depth. I don't have a horizon.
Yeah.
You see, and that does affect. But it seems like that affects everybody, just not me. So that's the only problems I have around trees. So out there at Muncie, there is no trees.
Yeah, right. And that's good because your wind is generally steady if you don't have trees to stir it up.
Mm-hmm.
Places like Brodak, you're flying in little baby twisters everywhere.
Now when we go set up our 10 by 10 canopy, and I have a wind streamer, and I zippy tie it right to the corner post. So no matter what is out there, I have a reference point.
Uh-huh.
I can see it when I'm flying. That's like my blankie. If I don't have that streamer out there, I don't think I could fly.
Blanket.
Nope. Well, anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I got a lot of work to do yet.
Okay,
All right,
Tom.
man.
I'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Yeah,
All right,
good
we'll
luck
see.
in Brodak. I mean, in wherever it is.
All
Muncie.
right. All right, you gonna get off here then, Rusty?
I think so, yeah, unless you got any great airplane modeling stories to tell, I believe we can be just call it a
Yeah.
night. It's
Yeah,
better.
I don't have much.
Better than boring everybody to death. And for our 3 viewers on YouTube, thanks for watching. We appreciate that. And don't forget to subscribe to the Stunt Hanger channel, and give us a thumbs up if you like, or whatever, thumbs down, you know, if you don't. But I'd rather you tell us why you don't. But and also, if you want to throw $2 in the change cup, hit that little $sign under the chat box on YouTube, and make a post and donate $2. In the meantime, we'll see you Monday, and fair winds, tight lines, and see you later. Goodbye.
See you.